Hey everybody, welcome. This is Pankhurst here, winner of Britain's Next Top Coach and author of the Accelerated Awakening coaching program. Now, in today's video, I want to talk to you about how to get your message out. Normally I talk about the message that I'm giving, things like heart intelligence and relationships, etc. But today I want to talk about the very important journey that I took to actually get this message that's bursting to come out of my heart out into the world in a way that was really received and successful. Because believe me, I've tried for many, many years. In fact, I think it started in 2002 when I was just emerging as a chiropractor in the field in the UK, that I had this vision. I was in the shower and I suddenly knew that I was going to be a facilitator, that I was going to be in front of groups of people and I was going to guide them to the heart. I didn't know the specifics, didn't know the how, didn't know the when, and didn't know all the details, didn't have the resource, didn't have any experience. All I knew was that, yes, I don't even know what I'm supposed to be talking about, but I knew this was what my life was about. I was willing to put anything onto it. In fact, the 5-year chiropractic degree that I just completed, boom, it had no meaning to me anymore. It was like, okay, that's done, I'm finished. To my parents' dismay, of course, after my dad funding 5 years of expensive chiropractic college, and suddenly I'm saying, you know what, I think I'd like to just go off and do this, which looked like had no monetary prospects. I was living on donations, I had no money, I'd sold everything I had just to buy the ticket to just do the limited amount of training I could afford at that time to follow this passion. But here I am today, 10 years later, having won the Britain's Next Top Coach competition after many successful launches, and now I can clearly say I have learned something very important. I have been able to take this incredibly precious gift and this incredibly powerful work that I call heart intelligence, which, by the way, is an intangible essence. What I mean by that is, when people want to sell a widget, something, it's easy to sell something that isn't connected to yourself because you don't have to worry about your own worth issues. But there's something so intrinsically at the core of who I am that it's really difficult to claim my value. I've had to go through a process of, am I worth something that other people would want to learn from me? And do I have what it takes? And can I really bring business into this precious heart space, which I think, because I had this judgment about money being dirty and that business will somehow make it less and that somehow I'm going to degrade what I'm doing. And it was a really interesting journey because I'd spent years trying to find ways to get it out there through letting go, letting the universe find people to bring them into my space automatically, and I realized that doesn't work because there's something that I needed to do and there were some practical steps I had to learn heart intelligence for my business. I actually had to create and become a businessman, but a heart-centered businessman, an entrepreneur that had heart. Now, after being trained as a chiropractor and being in the field for a little bit, I literally left the entire profession to go on a journey where I was just giving talks. Now, these talks were not really that well prepared. I didn't really know that much. I was very inexperienced. I hadn't done any public speaking training. I just went out on a limb. And for years, I went out and just practiced and did all that I did on donations. I just asked people to give based on the value that they received. It was safe. I didn't have to ask for money. I didn't have to say, I am worth this, and then suffer the rejection if they said, no, I'm not paying that. So it was a nice little way to camouflage and go into defense around claiming my absolute worth. And I had investment and I had business partners and I tried so many different things. I tried websites, online marketing, and I tried this and I tried that. You have no idea. For the last 10 years, I think that I could write a book on how not to create a retreat business and how not to get your message out there. I have made so many mistakes. I've gone into so much debt. I have spent money on such useless things that make no difference. So I actually have a lot of knowledge and information about what works and what doesn't work, given the niche that we're in. Because like I said, we can create and sell a widget that isn't connected to ourselves. But when you're having to get other people to buy into a message, something that has real intrinsic core value, but you can't define physically and practically, very, very difficult. And you need to apply a whole different set of rules. There's a whole different game to that. And I've learned how to absolutely succinctly and effectively package something that's very intangible into something that is really digestible. And I learned this through applying some certain strategies. Now, some of you may have heard of this guy called Brendon Burchard. Now, I'm friends with Brendon, and I owe him a lot because back a few years ago, he introduced to me certain principles of how I could arrange all this information, all this knowledge, all this conceptual data and experiential ideas and creativity and bring it into something that is easily digestible and put it into a formula that was amazingly easy for other people to see the value, experience and get a sense of what it is, and thus if they wanted to take it further, they would naturally. They wouldn't have to have a high pressure type of sales, because I didn't want to do that. I intrinsically believe that coming from the heart in terms of my business means offering such value and clearly delivering that and communicating that in such a powerful way that it's obvious to the end user if they would want to make that decision, and that I don't need to coerce, manipulate, or be strategic in that. All I need to do is present my heart, and if that is a resonant match, those people who are resonant for it will fit. But I'd spent so many years trying things that weren't effective. But when I met Brendon and he shared with me some of his stuff, it instantly changed something. And it is powerful. So he's offering a free video series that will help you create products. How to create information-based programs where you have a message to give, and how do you package, position and market that out into the world so you can make money from it and give amazing service so everybody wins. Now he is offering a product at the end of this free series. You've probably seen some of this stuff before, how people present videos and then at the end there's a sale. So I'm going to be upfront with you. Of course, he's leading to a product, but I'm telling you this because I want you to get engaged by watching how he does this, because there is a mastery around how he's able to present and bring people into his world to share his value. Because if you watch how he does this, you'll be in a far better position to see how you can apply this to your own experience, to your own message, and how to get it out into the world. Whether you go ahead and purchase his product, which I think is going to be absolutely amazing, I'm looking forward to getting it. I've already signed up to being first grabs on that, so when it comes out I want to use it because I know how valuable it is. But for now, I would just enjoy his video series, which takes you through some things you can do right away and practically. He's all about over delivery, so you're going to get enormous value. And if you don't like it, you just have to unsubscribe. But I definitely recommend that you give it a look because it is fantastic. The guy knows what he's talking about. He's a sweet, generous guy. You know, I said I know him in person. I wouldn't recommend or refer people that I wouldn't feel comfortable with. And this guy is a genuine guy who really is a genius and a smart man when it comes to being able to market and put out a message. And therefore, I really believe that he can help you. So to just get access to the free video series, it just takes a simple opt-in. You put your name and email address on the page. And to get to the page, you just click on the link below. So click on that button or the link or the information that's below this video, and you will be instantly taken to his page where you just enter your email and name, and you'll be guided through the video series. And as I said, I'll be talking to you next week. I've got a video coming up because I want to present to you, for those people who do want to work with him further, I want to share with you some profound extra ways that I believe that I can really help you, because I have a real take on this and I've got a love for technology, and we've got some amazing ideas to help you get technologically connected and to use that to leverage your programs and to really bring them into market. Because there's one thing to create a program, but don't you want it to attract traffic? Don't you want it to be presented beautifully on a nice website in a way that strategically and beautifully and effectively creates conversions? Well, we know all about that. So that's something that we can share and offer you guidance on as well. So for those people interested in this part of heart intelligence, because as I said, I talk about relationships, talk about sexuality, I talk about awakening, but I know there's a lot of you who are interested in making money consciously and also creating business consciously from the heart. This is absolutely for you if that's the case. So with that, be gentle with yourselves, go click on that link, sign up to his video series, you won't regret it, it's awesome. Take care everybody, bye-bye.